Hey everyone, we'll discuss the Tunguska Event. The Tunguska Event was one of the most powerful natural disasters in recent history. It happened in 1908 in Siberia, Russia, and is considered to be the largest explosion ever recorded. But what actually happened? Was it an alien spaceship, a meteor, or something else entirely? On June 30th, 1908, the people in the small Siberian village of Varnavara heard a loud boom that shook their houses. They went outside to investigate and saw a bright light in the sky. A local hunter later recounted seeing a giant orange ball streaking across the sky like a fiery torch. The air burst into flames, and the light was blinding. It happened so fast, he could only see it for a few seconds. Then the world went silent. The people of Varnavara weren't sure what had just happened, but they knew something strange was going on. As the days passed, more and more strange things began to happen. The earth rumbled frequently and large rocks were thrown into the nearby Tunguska River. Most frightening of all were the tremors that struck every night. They were loud and violent, shaking the ground and waking people up in their beds. They continued to occur every night for weeks. Then came the most bizarre part. On July 20th, over 3 weeks after the initial explosion, the people of Varnavara saw an enormous pillar of fire erupt from the earth. It reached high above the tree line and was visible for miles. This was followed by a deafening roar that sounded like a train whistle. Another hunter who witnessed the event later wrote, "It was so loud that it could be heard 400 miles away. The noise continued to increase until it sounded like a steam locomotive. The air grew warm and the sky turned black like in an eclipse. It became obvious to the people living in the area that something powerful and mysterious was happening beneath the surface of the earth. It was something they couldn't explain, and they lived in fear of it exploding again. As it turned out, they had every right to be afraid." On August 21st, there was another massive explosion. It was even louder than the first and was felt as far away as London and Washington, D.C. The shockwave was so powerful that it knocked people off their feet and broke windows in buildings hundreds of miles away. Trees were uprooted and thrown great distances, and huge boulders were dislodged from nearby hills. These were thrown into the air and left scattered around the blast zone. In total, the force of the Tunguska Event was between 10 and 30 megatons of TNT. To put that into perspective, the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated, the Tsar Bomba, was 50 megatons of TNT. That means the Tunguska Event was around half as powerful as the largest nuke ever created by man. And yet no human has ever been able to replicate an event like it. Even today, scientists aren't exactly sure what caused the Tunguska Event. There are 3 main theories. The first is that it was caused by a meteor. If this is true, it would make the Tunguska Event the largest meteor impact in history. However, meteorites are usually rich in iron and nickel. Scientists have found no evidence of either in the area. It's also unlikely that a meteor could have exploded with such force without leaving a crater. The closest thing to a crater that scientists have found is a large patch of disturbed ground that may have been caused by a collapsing underground cavity. Another theory is that the explosion was caused by a comet. Comets are made of ice, dust, and rock, and this could explain why there is no iron or nickel in the area. However, comets are not known to explode. They can break apart into pieces that explode as they enter a planet's atmosphere, but this isn't likely to have caused the Tunguska Event. This leads us to the final theory. Some scientists believe that the Tunguska Event was caused by a buildup of methane gas in the ground. Methane is often found in areas where there are deposits of organic matter beneath the surface. This methane can become ignited by a natural process called autophagy. When the methane reaches a certain concentration and temperature, it can spontaneously burst into flames. Scientists think this may have happened in Tunguska, although they can't say for sure. What do you think caused the Tunguska Event? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and click the bell icon to get notified when I post new videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.